sad. It's real sad. It's just what goes through somebody's mind that would do something like that.
Right now at noon, a community left in shock after a family is murdered in their own home. New information in that Spring family massacre as the investigation unfolds. We begin with our first images of the family, a couple and their 4 kids killed in cold blood. A brave 15-year-old girl, the only survivor. Officials have identified the victims as a local realtor, his wife, and their children.
And today we are learning more about what the suspect was planning next. Jacqueline Crea has been following that part of the investigation, but first, Andrew Horansky is outside the family's home in Spring. Andrew?
Sherman, good afternoon to you. Stephen Stay lived here with his wife and their 5 children at this home in Spring. He was a realtor in this community. His were well known in the neighborhood, but now it is something else drawing attention to this home. The murder of that couple and 4 of their 5 children has been painful to absorb. One woman dropped to her knees today at just the sight of this house. Others have been leaving flowers and candles. Yesterday, neighbors reported hearing gunshots around dinner time, and some, like Sylvia Palacios across the street, came outside to see the couple's 15-year-old daughter bleeding from the head. She had apparently played dead after Haskell, the suspect at the center of this case, tied up her family and shot them all execution style. Once she was safe, she let deputies know that this was only part of his plan, that Ron Haskell, 33 years old, planned to kill more of her relatives, and in stopping that from happening, many are now calling her a hero.
She was surviving, she was struggling, and still she was managed to, to tell who did that.
Algo triste y very sad, and it's, great that she was able to give out information. Las niñas siempre estaban aquí en mi casa. She's very heartbroken because the little kids would always be at the house playing with my little sister and everything.
Now, when Haskell came to the home here, he was seen wearing a FedEx uniform, but neighbors say they never saw a truck and that it never appeared he was actually posing as a worker. The company confirmed that he did, in fact, once work for them, but that they parted ways in January. Now, there is much more to this story, of course, that standoff that followed this. My colleague Jacqueline Crea has been following what happened next from here. Jackie, what can you tell us?
Well, Andrew, Haskell was headed here at this home where detectives say his mother and father-in-law both lived, apparently to continue his shooting rampage. But because of the survivor, the 15-year-old girl that you spoke of, was playing dead, she found the strength to protect her family and call 911, tell authorities, and that led to a 3-hour standoff that we all saw yesterday. Eventually, he surrendered. It's unclear if anybody was home at the time, but plenty of neighbors were, including this man who saw Haskell in the driveway before constables got to him.
There was probably, I bet there was at least 8 constable cars, one behind the other. They stopped about 2 lengths past my driveway, and then they went all the way back here, past my other side, and they all jumped out. Everyone, when they stopped, every one of them jumped out with a pistol and was running that way, pointing their guns that way. And one of them ran by me, and he says, "Get in the house." So that's what I did. But it was kind of scary. I can't imagine that happening to my family, something like that.
That neighbor also tells us the family was known to be tight-knit and religious. Haskell did not appear in court this morning. Authorities say he's on lockdown for mental illness evaluations. Now, behind me, friends have already started dropping off flowers. Inside at this moment, detectives are speaking with the grandparents, obviously gathering more evidence, talking to them about all of this while they're living a nightmare, having lost their daughter and grandchildren. We're live in Spring. Jacqueline Crea, KHOU 11 News.